John Riker to make his first appearance back in 9 games. Dan Linares, Coach Tierney, whenever you're ready to comment on tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously certainly thrilled to get a CAA playoff win at home. You know, anytime that happens, there's good things that are going on. To have 22 back was a huge plus for us. You know, the first half was rough. You know, it wasn't for a lack of trying, it was for a lack of executing. And we just took a little time. And then, you know, the third quarter, we couldn't get out of the locker room fast enough, you know, just to try to figure some things out. And we had to crack their zone. And once we cracked their zone and took the lead, then they didn't play zone. And then little by little, we started to take care of business. A couple turnovers in the clearing game that I was afraid was going to come back and haunt us, but they didn't. And then, you know, Chris Clark, another huge game for a freshman at the X, and then some IQ that won at the end. So, awfully proud of these guys. Ryan Riley sticking to, you know, and doing his part. You know, he's been frustrated the last couple of games, and for him to get a little action right there, that's good for Hofstra. So we're thrilled to be moving on, and we'll see who we play, I guess, tomorrow due to the weather. I'm not really privy to what's going on just yet.
Coach, what problems in the first half of the defense giving you, and what sort of adjustments do you think you made in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, and listen, all the credit to Delaware. A lot of times when there's bad weather, a team will go to zone because it's just harder to beat a zone when it's pouring out and it's coming in sideways. With all the credit to them, we were turning the ball over. It was us, you know. It had nothing to do. We didn't even know if we could beat their zone because we were dropping the ball. We were turning it over. We had 4 turnovers in the first quarter, and you know, that was the problem. And then we played an awful lot of defense. Last time we played them, they were up 4-2 at the end of the quarter, and this time they were up 4-2 at the half. But one play at a time. You know, I give these guys credit. They're resilient. I'm yelling and screaming, and they're saying, "Hey, just relax. We'll be fine." You know, and I'm losing my mind. And they did a great job, one play at a time. And for Ryan to come out and you know, get a huge goal, literally, I think 16 or 17 seconds into the third quarter, that was the play that we needed to spark. There's always that play that you look back to and go, that was the one that gave us a little spinach.
Zola had some problems at the beginning of the game, but buckled down there in the fourth quarter. What kind of happened in the beginning? Was it the rain, or was it what the Delaware offense was doing to them?
Probably a combination of both. I mean, I want to say that the first goal was a little deep, and he probably should have had that. Then the next 2 or 3 out of the 4 in the first half, they came from inside. We call that area the paint, just as in basketball, and we didn't want to give anything up in the paint, and that was number 13. He's really slick in that. And, you know, it really wasn't Chris's fault. His stats say he didn't do well, but, you know, he was getting shot on literally in close range. So we had to tighten some things up. But again, the defense, Chris stayed positive. We all kind of stayed positive. Maybe they all stayed positive. And we got it back up rolling our way again.
Coach, congratulations. Sen, did it feel like shots were 25-9 after the third quarter, faceoffs were 13-2? Did it feel that way to you?
At halftime, when I looked at the stats, and again, it's the most meaningless piece of paper. I don't want to downgrade what everybody does with statisticians, but the halftime stats is the most meaningless piece of paper there is, because I start to feel like, you know, why aren't we winning?
Right.
I think we lost 1 faceoff. We were up in ground balls. We were perfect clearing the ball. We were 5 for 5. They had 2 turnovers. And then you look at the only stat, and again, the most meaningless stat is the score at halftime, and we're down 2. So one thing after another. If we stayed with it, hopefully it was about to turn, and we just needed, you know, thank God it was inside of 30 minutes.
Just a follow-up too. There's been so much discussion about, do you hold on the break against the long pole? Do you slide? I mean, pre-game, when you go into it, does it depend on who's carrying? And because those are 2 big goals.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, Ryan, you know, he likes to shoot the ball. There's no getting around it.
All defensemen do, right?
Yeah, name in the paper. But I will tell you that we have harped on, if they're going to hold, then let's just play 2-on-1 with the lower lefty. Or let's see what happens. If we can get close enough to the goal, then let's let it go. We got to play, because it's really hard to score 6-on-6. You know, enough goals. You got to pick up a couple in the break. You got to pick a couple of on man up. So you know, awfully proud. He actually, you know, was a couple inches away from having a hat trick. And then we had to get a new helmet for him.
Ryan, can you talk about the 2 goals? Tell us what you saw coming down in each case.
I mean, the first time we played them, It was the same thing. I was running down on a break, and if no one picks me up, I throw the fake. If no one's gonna pick me up, I just run in, and I get happy when no one picks me up. The second one was weird. I thought there was like a penalty or something. I don't know. No one really picked me up.
You're just running down the sideline on that second one, and it was almost like they had completely vacated the middle of the zone. When you saw all that open space, and you're bearing down on the goal, what's going through your mind? You're pretty much on top of the crease.
Yeah, I've never been that close to the net before, so it was. I thought someone was gonna trail check me or something, but it was a far run. I was thinking that also.
John, what was it like to be back? Did you know maybe a week ago? Was it this morning? And what was it like to play out there today? Was it as bad, just what it looks like, or what was it like playing in the weather today?
I mean, definitely my first game back in 8-9 weeks, I think was emotional. Probably for our whole team too, because a lot of these guys on this team, this was our first playoff game, besides some of the seniors. And we missed CAAs 2 years in a row. So I think early on, we just kind of needed to get settled in. We were really emotional, and I think we had a big third quarter coming out of halftime. We just settled down on defense and offense and got things going.
Question for both of you, John, Ryan. Just talk about, I guess, the balance of midfield. Obviously, anytime Hofstra Delaware players, it's always a big ground ball battle, especially with the elements today. Just talk about how difficult that kind of made it all.
I mean, I like when it's raining like this, because I don't know why, but I enjoy it. We just like to muck things up on the ground balls, and you just scrap, and that's how we play, so I enjoy it.
Yeah, we definitely knew coming in it was going to be scrappy between the lines, and usually that's where games like this, CAA games, fall out in one. So.
And Sam, what was it like playing in the weather? I mean, was it that bad?
It was, and we had to adjust to our sticks and on the weather, and just kind of, we're gripping our sticks a little too tight. Like everyone said, I just kind of needed to relax and make simple plays, and we were able to do that.
Coach, it obviously wasn't against Barbridge, but talk about the day that Chris had, because he was fantastic at face-off that.
Terrific. I mean, a freshman, first playoff game, who knows what's going through his mind, and, we did a much better job on the wings, and Chris did a great job. He had he lost 4 face-offs, and 2 he lost himself, through violations. So he literally lost 2 face-offs clean today. That's a pretty good day at the office for a guy that was playing in high school a couple months ago.
So if any guys go to their backup stick at halftime?
I mean, you guys can answer that. You know what they're doing, Coach? They're making this wax mesh that's almost doesn't bag out as much.
Right.
But, we do, after the first game that we did play, we are prepared for a little bit of a halftime adjustment, and, and we go through it. If it's raining, then we go to this rain plan, and the guys respond to it.
Obviously, your opponent's not set. They still have to play tomorrow, but
Right.
they're 2 teams that you guys played well this year. So how do you prepare, obviously not knowing, once you find out who your opponent is, what's the scouting report like, what are you going to do in practice?
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow we'll pull out both scout reports. We'll watch both films tomorrow, just to be ready to go plan A, plan B. We'll heal up, we'll take the day to rest, and, again, I guess the benefit of working really hard and getting some wins and playing at home, we're not going to lose a day on travel. So let's take advantage of everything that we can possibly take advantage. Let's have let's give the starters a day off, because it's a night game tonight. A day off, let's watch a little film, let's fix up a couple of mistakes that we made today, and then we'll be ready for Drexel and Northhausen.
Sam, that second goal was a very sharp angle. What did you see on that made you even think to take the
I'd
shot?
like to ask that question myself, so I'm interested in this answer.
I think they called the timer on, and we're coming down to the last couple seconds. So I tried to be aggressive, get a shot on goal, and luckily it went in.
Did you see an opening, or did you just take a shot?
Just kind of shot it.
The size of a coffee can.
Coach, any comments on the jerseys, by the way? New jerseys coming out, kind of nice.
No comment.
I'll comment. Can you throw them in the garbage and burn them and have a ceremony? White on white?
White in the rain.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I have no idea if these are the real guys who scored the goal. We're talking.
That's what we're trying to do.
Good plan. Good plan.
All right? Let's try to keep you on your toes. Thank